everyone. Hopping on to talk about 2024 and my book journey. So, 2024, I worked on 3 books. That was The Choreographer, Diamond Highs Majorettes, and Maze, right? Okay, so March rolled around and something just sparked me and said, you remember back in 2012 where you thought about writing that book, The Choreographer? And I thought about it, and I really didn't even think about it. Let me say this. That spark that hit me said, it's time. Let's do this. Let's write The Choreographer and bring Shauna Jackson to life, right? And so, I was excited, right? Now, The Choreographer started out in 2024 with 268 pages because I had already had it. It was already written. I wrote it probably 2018, 2019. So The Choreographer, I started writing and finished writing somewhere between 2017, 2018, and I forgot when I actually started, but somewhere around there, I had wrote a bunch of books and I never touched them. But I'm thinking like 2017. But I wrote a lot of books during that year or around that time. And when 2024 came, it was 268 pages. Okay, so I knew I wanted to do Diamond Highs Majorettes. That book that I wrote at the same time as The Choreographer back in 2017, 2018, that book was like 100 pages. And Maze was like 230 pages. But anyway, I knew once 2025 hit, right, that I would want those books done. Now, I knew The Choreographer was 268 pages. I told myself, girl, are you crazy? You need to get down and you need to get busy and get that book to at least 600 pages because you know you can do that. Because you wrote that book in I wrote that book in 2017 and you you got too many more ideas. I started to get way more ideas, right? So 2024 is when I started thinking about my grandmother real heavy again. And certain things just started to come to mind that I was like, okay. It was almost like she was giving me ideas. And she's not here. It was crazy. I started to really feel like, okay, she's here with me, giving me ideas for this book. So I started getting ideas about drug stories to add in there with some of the characters, and I got ideas about, real life ideas about. I was using my work scenario and incorporating it into my character, my current work situation from 2024. At the time I was writing this book or continuing it, I put my experiences with work into the character. And then The Choreographer originally, when I first started The Choreographer, when it was only 268 pages, it was around elementary kids because I was working with elementary kids with LA's Best out here. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just use elementary kids because I got so much experience with elementary kids. Then I was like, that was around 2017. Then when 2024 hit, I was like, hold up, I want to incorporate Greek life. I want to incorporate bringing in fraternity, sorority, bringing in lines. And then I was like, they do a lot of grown stuff. So I was like, let me at least make these characters high school. So I had to change around so much stuff. And then my character, Shauna Jackson, she was in college during that 268 page era. She was in college. Then I said, you know what? Nah, she gonna be my current age, right? Because I was just like, I want to use a little piece of me, right? And put it in that book. So I made the character 35 years old. I said, you know what? Why don't I just use my current age and while I'm writing it, and because when I got the idea to, use my work situation, to give, the character some more life about, other things that she was doing. Then I was like, okay, you know what? It'll just be better if I just use the age that I was, which was 35. Or really 34, but I want to say when I got heavy into the book, I was 35. But so it was 268 pages, and then when I started thinking about my grandma, I started getting more ideas, and then when I started actually, as time started to go on, I started to get more ideas, especially when I incorporated my work, and then I incorporated Greek life. Greek life was not in the book when it was on 268 pages. I was like, this book needs so much more flavor. I had so many more ideas. I was like, you know what, Greek life, I'm gonna incorporate Greek life, bring it in a line, because all of that wasn't in it at first. And then it just gave the book so much more life, especially when I made the kids older, and then they had a lot more going on with them. So it was just crazy. And then so I had a time limit. So Majoress was only 100 pages. I had to get that to at least 600 pages. So I was like, I like to dance more than I actually like to step. Stepping was just something that was naturally in me, right? So I knew how to step naturally since I was young, and I actually started coaching when I was in 7th grade. No, not coaching. Coaching, because me and my friends in middle school, we did the school talent show. So I coached them on that whole routine that we did, and we did the school talent show when I was in middle school, Campbell Middle School in Georgia. And so I've been coaching since 7th grade. But I really like to dance a lot more. I was like, so you know what, Majoress gonna have to be on and popping. Diamond Hines Majoress, they gonna have to, you got so much to say. So that book needs to get from 100 way to 600, right? So then, I was a little frustrated a little bit, because I was like, I could have sworn I made this book 200 pages. It was to a point where I was like, where is this email at? Because sometimes I use different titles for the emails. I hadn't touched this email since 2017, 2018. So I didn't know, maybe I forgot what it was titled, because I was like, 100 pages? Why is this 100 pages? I thought it was at least 200. And then I noticed some of the character names, because at first in Diamond Hines Majoress, I used names of people that I knew. But then I was like, I don't want to use those names. So then